So welcome back, it's Lee Charles with another top tip, another super training tip for you. Here's a question: how do you decide how much you're going to charge? Well, let me start with another question is, why is it that there's a direct relationship between money and the martial arts? I'm actually going to make a bolder statement than that. I'm going to say that there is no relationship between money and the martial arts. None whatsoever, allegedly, or at least there shouldn't be in your mind. However, what there should be is a distinct value placed upon yourself and your time and the product that you sell. So for example, if you're going to have eye surgery, who would you go to? The guy down the street charging 10 bucks, or the guy, the expert, the professional in the field that will charge you $10,000 to correct your eyesight if you are blind, or even just to fix your eyesight if you can't see properly? A subject that's very relevant to me right now, as I had an MRI scan on my eye and a blister on the eye, which is quite concerning because it makes things blurry out of my right eye. It hasn't been able to dissipate yet, so we're hoping that works before I actually do have to have a surgery on the eye. So it's quite relevant, right? So who am I looking for? Well, quite frankly, probably the most expensive, most experienced surgeon that I can find. It's my eyesight. Now I believe we're dealing with something much bigger than that, because even with one eye I can still continue to work and focus, focus being the optimum part here, to work and succeed in my business and my life. Needless to say, when we teach people martial arts, we're giving them life skills, we're teaching them leadership. So let me ask you a question. How can you possibly teach somebody real life skills and leadership skills when you have no life skills or leadership skills yourself? When you don't feel confident enough in your own abilities to charge real money for what you're offering? Yeah, it's really interesting. In the United Kingdom we have these debates, and I call them like part-time weekend warriors. They have like 40 students their whole life, and somehow they criticise professionals and they hide behind this thing called, oh, you run a belt factory. And if you watch one of my previous videos, I'll tell you why you should run a belt factory and you should add more belts to your curriculum, because it makes sense and it's better for you and it's better for your students. But that's another subject, and it doesn't change the quality at all. But that's the other video. Go back and watch that somewhere. Back to my point here. Seriously, I'm asking you a serious question. What sort of martial arts, character building martial arts are you selling? Now some of you may be watching this right now going, well, Master Charles, I just want to teach people to fight and kick and punch. Well, I'll let you into a secret. Every student that comes to your school, send them to the nearest boxing club. Because if they just want to fight, I'll assure you, after 6 weeks of boxing, they'll probably whoop most of your black belts asses. And I mean that sincerely, having boxed here for the last 4 or 5 years in the Philippines. Amazing, incredible sport, self-defense orientated, worked extremely well for me in so many situations since I've been here. That's another story. Back to my point. How much do you charge your martial arts training? This is what I would do. In fact, this is what I actually did. How about that? I'm going to give you a real life example. I looked at all the martial arts schools around in my area, saw exactly what they were charging. So guess what I did? Guess what most normal people do? They actually look at what the other people are charging and think, well, if I just charge 10% less or 20% less or even half as much, I'm going to get lots more students than them. Wrong. You will be wrong, and you will go broke trying to run your martial arts school and martial arts business. A successful one at that. Now, what I did was look at what everyone else was charging, ready for this, and doubled it. I just doubled it. I said, well, I think I'm twice as good as all these folks. I'm going to double it. And guess what happened? The school grew and it blew up. Now, whatever it was, I was spending thousands of dollars on marketing, and I pushed really, really hard to make my school successful and studied very hard. And some of you, if you know my background, know it wasn't always wine and roses. There's another video about how I faced bankruptcy and I lost all of my parents' money in my first martial arts school. How about you handle that when they're 60 and you've lost their life savings? Check that on another video. Back to the point, today's message. How you decide what you charge is this. What my recommendation would be this. Go out, do your research on all your schools in your area and charge at least as much as the most expensive school. At least as much. Now you could be saying, come on Master Charles, I don't have his facility, I don't have this great wondrous place that he has. You know what? None of that counts. What really counts is your heart and your passion and your knowledge, and most importantly your belief in yourself. Now if you have a challenge with that belief, Because listen, we're all human, we all have doubt, that's normal, that's a normal experience. Then find someone who can help coach you through that doubt. Who could that be? Oh, that might be me. Anyway, aside from that, this is not about me, this is about you. This is how you go about finding out how much you should charge. Now, if you're really smart, what you may want to do is do it in reverse. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, here's what you can do. You can go out and you can just do your numbers on a piece of paper. You can figure out approximately how many new members you're going to receive in your school and the type of income you wish to receive and work backwards. So what do I mean by that? Well, you set the number down. I want to make $10,000 a month. Let's say that as a starting point. Okay, my overheads are $2,000 for rent a month. My staffing costs are $1,000 a month. My advertising costs are another $1,000, $2,000 a month. So I need to do $15,000 or $20,000 a month. Realistically, a good martial arts school should make about 50% profit if you do it right and your rental numbers are right. By the way, sidebar, quick tip, your rental expense should be no more than 10 to 13, max maybe 15, excuse me, quick cough there, no more than 15% of your gross revenue to make a highly profitable martial arts business. Now, you work backwards, you find exactly what it is. I want to make approximately how many students I can service. For most people that'll be around 100 to 200 max, and you will be tapping out at that point, I assure you. Then you realize, or you know or understand exactly how much you need to charge to generate that sort of revenue. Now there's also multiples in that. We can show you ways of doubling and tripling those multiples even without increasing the prices to your students. In fact, by even reducing them. And that sounds kind of strange or impossible. It's not. PM me and we'll go into it in some more detail. Anyway, I hope that helps. This is how you find out how much you should charge. Minimum, go find out the most expensive school and charge at least that. Hopefully you'll charge a little bit more. You know why? Because you're worth it. As always, Lee Charles, the Martial Arts Success Guy, wishing you truly every success with a little cough in the middle there, and looking forward to working with you shortly, and you of course enjoying the success that you truly deserve. As always, keep smiling, keep training, and keep signing those students up. We'll see you on the very next video. Take care.